Welcome to Askprep, your trusted companion for UPSC and IAS preparation. Today, we'll explore an interesting topic in general knowledge, which is Lokpal and Lokayukta. Understanding the roles and functions of the Lokpal and Lokayuktas is crucial for grasping India's mechanisms for combating corruption and ensuring accountability in governance. The Lokpal operates at the national level, while Lokayuktas function at the state level, both serving as statutory bodies to address complaints against public officials. For UPSC and IAS aspirants, a comprehensive knowledge of these institutions is essential, as it forms a significant part of the polity and governance syllabus, aiding in developing a nuanced understanding of India's administrative framework. So without further delay, let's get started. The Lokpal and Lokayuktas Act, 2013, was enacted to establish anti-corruption ombudsmen at both the central and state levels in India. The Lokpal operates at the national level, while Lokayuktas function at the state level, collectively working to investigate and address corruption among public officials. Historical background: the concept of an anti-corruption ombudsman in India dates back to the 1960s, when the Administrative Reforms Commission recommended the establishment of institutions like the Lokpal and Lokayuktas to address grievances related to corruption. However, it wasn't until 2013, following extensive public demand and activism, that the Lokpal and Lokayuktas Act was enacted, marking a significant step towards institutionalizing anti-corruption measures in the country. Structure of Lokpal: the Lokpal is a multi-member body comprising a chairperson and up to 8 members. The chairperson can be a former Chief Justice of India, former Supreme Court judge, the Prime Minister, the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, or an eminent person with at least 25 years of experience in anti-corruption policy, public administration, vigilance, finance, law, or management. Of the members, 50% must be judicial members, and 50% should represent scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, other backward classes, minorities, and women, ensuring diverse representation. Functions and powers of Lokpal: the Lokpal is empowered to investigate allegations of corruption against public functionaries, including the Prime Minister, with certain safeguards, union ministers, members of parliament, and Group A, B, C, and D officers of the central government. It has the authority to supervise and direct any central investigation agency, including the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, for cases referred to it. Additionally, the Lokpal can order search and seizure operations, attach and confiscate property acquired by corrupt means, and ensure the prosecution of guilty parties. Now let's talk about historical background of Lokayukta. The Lokayukta, inspired by the Scandinavian Ombudsman, was recommended by India's Administrative Reforms Commission in the 1960s to address public grievances against officials. In 1968, the Indian government introduced a bill to establish the Lokpal at the central level and Lokayuktas at the state level. However, it passed in the Lok Sabha but not in the Rajya Sabha. Despite this, several states independently enacted their own Lokayukta Acts, leading to the establishment of Lokayuktas with varying provisions across the country. Structure of Lokayukta: the structure of the Lokayukta varies by state but generally includes Lokayukta, chairperson, typically a former judge of the Supreme Court or a Chief Justice of a High Court. Deputy chairpersons assist the Lokayukta and may be appointed depending on the state's legislation. The appointment process, tenure, and composition are defined by the respective state laws, leading to differences in the Lokayukta's structure across states. Functions and powers of Lokayukta: the primary function of the Lokayukta is to investigate allegations of corruption, maladministration, and abuse of power by public servants, including state government officials, legislators, and ministers. The Lokayukta serves as an anti-corruption authority at the state level in India, empowered to investigate complaints against public servants concerning corruption and maladministration. During its inquiries, the Lokayukta possesses powers akin to a civil court, enabling it to summon witnesses, require the production of documents, and seize assets when necessary. Upon concluding an investigation, the Lokayukta can recommend actions to the competent authority, including disciplinary measures or criminal prosecution. Additionally, to prevent interference with investigations, the Lokayukta can advise on the suspension or transfer of civil servants linked to corruption charges. Lokayuktas at the state level. Lokayuktas function at the state level, serving a similar purpose of addressing corruption within state administrations. The structure and powers of Lokayuktas vary across states, as the Act provides a framework but allows states the flexibility to establish their own laws regarding the appointment, jurisdiction, and functions of Lokayuktas. This decentralized approach acknowledges the unique administrative contexts of different states while maintaining a unified commitment to combating corruption nationwide. Significance in combating corruption. The Lokpal and Lokayuktas are integral components of India's anti-corruption framework, established to enhance transparency and accountability within public administration. Their roles encompass several key functions, ensuring accountability. These institutions are empowered to investigate allegations of corruption against public officials, including high-ranking authorities. By scrutinizing the actions of public servants, they ensure adherence to ethical standards and legal obligations, thereby promoting integrity within the governmental framework. Deterrence. The mere existence of the Lokpal and Lokayuktas serves as a significant deterrent to corrupt activities. Public officials, aware of the stringent oversight and potential consequences of engaging in corrupt practices, are more likely to act in accordance with the law. This preventive aspect is crucial in maintaining the sanctity of public office. Enhancing public confidence. By actively addressing corruption and holding officials accountable, these bodies bolster public trust in the government's commitment to ethical governance. When citizens observe tangible actions against corruption, it reinforces their faith in democratic institutions and the rule of law. Challenges and considerations. The establishment of the Lokpal and Lokayuktas represents a significant advancement in India's efforts to combat corruption and promote transparency within public administration. However, several challenges impede their effective functioning. Implementation challenges, infrastructure deficiencies. Many Lokpal and Lokayukta offices lack essential infrastructure, including adequate office space, modern technology, and necessary resources, hindering their operational efficiency. Resource constraints. A shortage of trained personnel and financial resources limits the capacity of these institutions to handle the volume of complaints and conduct thorough investigations. Political will. Appointment processes. The selection of Lokpal members involves political figures, which can lead to perceptions of bias or political influence, potentially undermining the institution's credibility. State discretion. States have the discretion to appoint their own Lokayuktas, leading to inconsistencies in the implementation and effectiveness of these bodies across the country. Public awareness. Limited outreach. There is a need for greater public awareness regarding the existence and functions of the Lokpal and Lokayuktas to encourage citizens to report corruption and misuse of authority. Educational initiatives. Implementing comprehensive educational programs can empower citizens with knowledge about their rights and the mechanisms available to address grievances. The Lokpal and Lokayukta are pivotal institutions in India's fight against corruption, designed to enhance transparency and accountability within public administration. Established at the national and state levels, respectively, these bodies are empowered to investigate allegations of corruption against public servants, including ministers, legislators, and government officials. Their primary functions encompass conducting inquiries, initiating investigations, and recommending actions such as disciplinary measures or criminal prosecution against those found guilty. Despite their significant mandate, both institutions face several challenges that impede their effectiveness. A major concern is the lack of adequate infrastructure and resources, which hampers their ability to function efficiently. Many offices of the Lokpal and Lokayukta lack basic facilities, and there is a shortage of staff, leading to delays in processing complaints and conducting investigations. Furthermore, the exclusion of the judiciary from the purview of the Lokpal and Lokayukta has been a point of contention. This limitation restricts the scope of these institutions, as they cannot address allegations of corruption within the judicial system, which is a significant concern given the importance of judicial integrity in upholding the rule of law. A comprehensive understanding of the Lokpal and Lokayukta is vital for UPSC aspirants, as it enhances knowledge of India's anti-corruption framework and governance structures. This understanding aids in answering examination questions related to governance, transparency, and accountability. Moreover, It helps in developing a nuanced perspective on how these institutions influence public administration and contribute to the fight against corruption in India. At Askprep, we aim to bring such insights to help you prepare better for your UPSC and IAS examinations. Thank you. This is Askprep, your guide to mastering UPSC and IAS preparation. Let's decode complex topics and simplify your journey to success.